Why is NFL team cap space crucial for fantasy football? Have you ever wondered how the financial decisions of NFL teams can impact your fantasy football lineup? Understanding NFL team cap space is essential for fantasy managers, especially during the offseason. NFL team cap space refers to the amount of money a team has available under the league's salary cap to sign players, including free agents and rookies. This financial flexibility directly affects a team's ability to acquire or retain talent, which ultimately influences player availability and performance in fantasy leagues. Teams with more cap space can sign high-profile free agents or extend contracts of key players. This can lead to increased opportunities and better performance for those players, making them more valuable in fantasy football. For example, if a team has enough cap space to sign a top-tier running back, that player's fantasy stock may rise significantly. On the flip side, teams with limited cap space may have to release or trade players, which can disrupt fantasy lineups. During the offseason, teams actively manage their cap space to prepare for free agency and the draft. Fantasy players who keep an eye on cap space can predict which teams are likely to add impactful players or lose talent. A team with ample cap space might pursue a star wide receiver, which could boost that player's fantasy outlook. This kind of foresight can be a game-changer for fantasy managers looking to make informed decisions. In formats like contract leagues or dynasty leagues, where players have multi-year deals and salary caps, NFL cap space becomes even more relevant. Fantasy managers must manage their own salary cap to sign or keep players, mirroring the real NFL's financial constraints. Knowing how NFL teams handle cap space can guide fantasy contract decisions and roster building. Cap space also plays a role in predicting player roles and opportunities. Teams constrained by cap space might lean on younger, cheaper players or rookies who can be hidden gems in fantasy drafts. Conversely, teams with significant cap room may invest in veterans, which could limit opportunities for lesser-known players. Understanding these dynamics helps fantasy managers identify breakout candidates or avoid players whose roles might shrink. Finally, cap space impacts long-term fantasy planning. Teams that manage their cap well can maintain a competitive roster over multiple seasons. This is especially beneficial for fantasy players in keeper or dynasty leagues who value stability and long-term upside. Teams with strong cap management are more likely to keep their core players, which can lead to consistent performance in fantasy leagues. In summary, NFL team cap space shapes the real-world roster decisions that directly influence player availability and performance in fantasy football. By monitoring cap space, fantasy managers can make informed decisions about drafting, trading, and signing players, aligning their strategies with how NFL teams operate financially.